Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. Now, once again, I'm very sorry for my messy upload schedule, but I've been telling you guys this and I'm gonna say it again. I'm a fourth year engineering student and currently university has been destroying me. So please forgive me for not being able to upload consistently, but hopefully sometime in the future, maybe next year after I graduate, I'm gonna be able to upload more consistently. And with that out of the way, I know you're here to watch some magic content, so let's get right into magic content. So why am I playing Esper Doom Foretold? Why do I want to play Doom Foretold? Now the thing is, we all know what's annoying currently with this meta, and it's exactly the ramp that's available. And how do you really stop landfall triggers? You can play Confounding Conundrum. And this card has been doing amazingly during testing. I've been playing against a lot of Omnath decks while testing, and this card has been enough to stop them. Trust me, this is amazing against them. So that's why, first of all, I'm going to play Confounding Conundrum. Now, the other reason I want to play Doom Foretold is because I'm going to be honest with all of you. Esper is one of my favorite colors. And to see that there's a way for me to make it meta once again, and at the same time stop the most annoying deck currently, I'm just going to jump to that. To do that. So here's the deck. I'm going to give you a quick run through around it. So Bloodchief's Thirst obviously here because you want to make sure that you can kill Lotus Cobra on turn 1 or on turn 2. Beyond that, 2 Birth of Meletis, they make our mana better. You can always sacrifice them to Doom Foretold. And the blocker is quite good against mono red, so I really like this card overall. Conundrum once again stops all of these greedy ramp decks. Omen of the Sea is here because it's an all-star. You can flicker it with Yorion, you can sacrifice it to Doom Foretold, and in a pinch you can always use it to scry. Agonizing Remorse, I kind of wanted, I had 2 free spots in the deck and I kind of wanted some hand disruption, so I was like, might as well play Agonizing Remorse. Now other things you could play maybe could be more Omen of the Sea if you're playing against a lot of mono red decks, or more Treacherous Blessing if you're playing against a lot of grindy decks. But now I'm playing against quite a lot of mono red, so I'm not playing a lot of Treacherous Blessing. 2 Heartless Act, even more for removal. This can take care of Omnath, so I like it because of that. And it can also take care of Lotus Cobra if you started the game. So they go, you turn 1 play land, turn 2 play land, they play their Lotus Cobra, you kill it and step. Dance of the Manse is good in this shell because we have a lot of enchantments or artifacts, so we have no artifacts, sorry for that. So you have Omen of the Sun to get back, you have Treacherous Blessing, you have Confounding Conundrum, which cool enough cycles. You have Birth of Meletis, which you can return to either search for airplanes or just have something to sacrifice for Doom Foretold, sorry guys. Omen of the Sun is amazing because it destroys mono red, it gives you blockers, it gains you life. And just gaining life is quite good enough against mono red because it kind of buys you a turn. Because every 2 or 3 life points you gain are kind of a card out of mono red's hand. So do not disrespect gaining life against mono red while you're doing something else to affect the board. Mystical Dispute, once again, this is a way for us to either stop Omnath or to stop the annoying ultimatum, and it doesn't involve us doing a lot, just holding up 1 mana, which is quite easy in this deck. Now Treacherous Blessing is here because it's our main draw engine, and what I like about it is that it pairs very well with Doom Foretold, so I'm not worried about it dealing me too much damage. I'm quite sure that we're gonna be safe. Beyond that, 3 Shatter the Sky because you need a board wipe either to stop Skewed Swarm, or either to stop Omnath, or just to stop any mono red annoying deck. We have 2 Yorions. We're not playing him as a companion, although Arena insists that I should play him as a companion, but I won't. I really like him. He's a very good control finisher, especially because he can, in this shell where he can flicker maybe Omen of the Sun, get 2 more blockers, he can flicker Treacherous Blessing, draw us more cards, he can flicker many things, or just the Confounding Conundrums and then force us to draw 3 cards. So that's amazing. Ashiok is our second win condition, and I really like it because the ultimate says you may cast up to 3 spells from among face-up cards your opponent owns from exile. And the thing is, adventure cards are in exile, so funny enough you can cast adventure cards with this. Last but not least, I'm playing Emeria's Call because I really like this card. You've seen it in my Jeskai deck, and once again you're gonna see it here. I really love this card. The flexibility it offers is amazing, and I think it should be played in any white standard deck. I'm not saying you should play 4 of it, but you should consider playing it. For our sideboard, I went with 2 Duress because hand disruption is always good. Janeth Magistrate because it shuts down Escape into the Wilds, because it says you can't cast anything except from your hand, and if they can't cast the cards they get from Escape from to the Wilds, they are not doing anything with the cards. So it's not legal in Brawl, but we're not playing Brawl. Negate is here to stop the annoying ultimatum, but it's also here to stop any annoying spell against you, but I had it in mind just because of the ultimatum. More hand disruption, obviously against these grindy or these Omnath decks. Heartless Act against aggressive decks. Mystical Dispute once again against Omnath decks. Aggressive decks where you want to have additional board wipes. Baneslayer Angel is amazing because against aggro, she just simply swings the game back in your favor. 5 points of damage and 5 points of life swing. This is a 10 life point swing. Do not disrespect our Baneslayer Angel. I really like this card because I play it in Azorius Blue-White Control in Modern. Azorius, I don't know why I said Azorius Blue-White because we all know what Azorius is. So I play this in Azorius Control in Modern and I love siding this in. And last but not least, Heliod's Intervention to deal with these pesky Lucky Clovers. So that's gonna be pretty much it for the deck tech. Actually, I forgot the lands. So our mana base is simple: 2 plains, two other plains. I just like the different arts. 2 islands, 2 swamps. These are all to fetch from Fabled Passage. I have 2 additional plains because we have the 2 Births of Meletis. Beyond that, 3 Temple of Enlightenments, 3 Brightclimb Pathway, 4 Clearwater Pathway, and then 2 Temple of Deceit. So that's going to be pretty much it for the deck tech. But before we actually get into the game, I would like to please ask you to subscribe because it helps the channel a lot. If you want to help the channel beyond that, you can check out my Patreon link in the description down below. It would truly mean a lot to me if you could support this channel. Make sure to like and make sure to comment because every single comment will boost my video in the YouTube algorithm. And with that, I'll see you guys in the games. Alright, so we're going into our first game of Esper Doom Foretold or Esper Beat the Meta. Let's play this game. Is my opponent playing Omnath or not playing Omnath? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He has no sleeve, so I'm gonna say he's not playing Omnath. Let's see if I win this or not. So we're gonna mulligan because I think I do need a blue source. Just as I say that, I hit even less lands. Alright, so at least hit a blue source. I think I'm not gonna keep Fabled Passage and I'm not gonna keep Ashiok. I mean, I like both of these because they cycle and I think these are the best things that we could keep. He's playing mono red, right? I mean, guys, I'm very sorry I'm in silver, but I haven't had the time to play after the reset. Alright, so he is playing Omnath, and it's gonna be cool if he is playing Omnath and I get to play this Confounding Conundrum to stop all of his dreams. So opponent, what's the plan? What is the plan? Or he could be playing Dimir Control. I forgot about Dimir Control. All of you Dimir fans, I'm very sorry. Is this Agonizing Remorse? It's not playing Omnath. I like that I top deck Mystical Dispute because Mystical Dispute is now good. I can go Omen of the Sea in case opponent does do something. We have the option of using Mystical Dispute. Alright, Fighting Inventory, which tells me that this is definitely Dimir Control. Let's just see what our opponent has in mind. It's very important to know what he has in mind. Maybe he's digging for a land drop. By the way, I really like the art of the disruption. Alright, so he's definitely trying to hit his land drops. I'm just gonna play my Omen of the Sea. Does this earn a counter spell? I mean, I wouldn't mind. Alright, it actually resolves. So let's see what happens. Opponent thinking quite hard about this play. I mean, alright, yeah, sorry. Alright, I'm gonna keep the Omen of the Sun and I'm gonna bottom this. Alright, I'm gonna tell you my reasoning just after I drink. Alright, so why did I bottom it? So we're playing in Control Mirror, meaning that most of his board wipes are gonna stick in his hand, so these are not gonna actually do a lot. Which is why I opted to not keeping this on top and then just bottoming it, so I don't want to draw it and I don't want to play it. I chose to keep up Mystical Dispute and Omen of the Sea, or just hardcast Mystical Dispute in case opponent has something. Another line of play would have been play Confounding Conundrum to stop this potential Fabled Passage, but I mean, I'd much rather have the decision to for sure counter something with Mystical Dispute. So that's why we went with that route instead. Alright, opponent does nothing. We're just gonna play our Omen of the Sea. Very exciting magic, guys. Very exciting magic. Alright, let's see if we get to do it, or if our opponent's just gonna keep holding priority forever. Alright, Doom Foretold is interesting, and I'm gonna probably keep it. I don't want another land. I'm gonna keep Doom Foretold and resolve it on the turn after my opponent taps out. That's the best thing, in my opinion. So we're gonna play this as a black source, and then we're gonna opt to play our Confounding Conundrum. Does Confounding Conundrum resolve opponent? Alright, so it does resolve. I didn't expect it to get countered, honestly. We're gonna draw a card, we're gonna draw a removal, which we don't want, and then we're gonna simply just pass the game. So currently, sadly, Ashiok is on the bottom, which means that there's only one more Ashiok, which makes me sad. Also, Dispute not being here is also annoying, but whatever. 2/2 Shark token doesn't really scare me with a Heartless Act open, so that's fine. So opponent attacks us for 2. What else do you have in mind, opponent? Nothing, so we're just gonna Heartless Act this 2/2 Shark Typhoon. Does that prompt you to do something, opponent? I'd love for this to get negated. I'd honestly love for this to get negated. Alright, opponent thinking very hard on whether or not to negate a Heartless Act. He's probably considering whether or not maybe I have a... Alright, so he does counter it, and maybe he was playing around, maybe just me having... 1 second. So just me having access to Yorion next turn, maybe that was like what was scaring him, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll get to know once we see his hand, like what was he playing around, what did he want to do. And I'm sorry if I seem tired, guys, but I'm actually very, very tired. You have no idea how tiring the last couple of days were. I just want to take a look at his hand, so we're gonna opt to actually dispute this neutralize. So what do you want to hide this much, opponent? I mean, there's a Shark Typhoon, there's this that doesn't really do much against us. And then there's Drown in the Locker. I only have 2 cards in my graveyard. Thing is, at any stage if he flashes this in, it's just gonna get countered by my, destroyed by my Doom Foretold, but he can flash it after that. I think we take the Shark Typhoon. And I really don't mind if he flashes this in next turn. I really do not mind that. We're gonna play this as a white source, and we're just going to pass. Alright, opponent, what's the plan? He plays a land, and I fully know that his Drown in the Lock cannot counter our Doom Foretold, so I'm just gonna opt to play it. So Doom Foretold is online. I mean, a misplay would have been to play Fabled Passage and then to play Doom Foretold, because that would have allowed my opponent to actually be able to do something with Drown in the Lock. But thankfully I was not fooled, and I actually paid attention to that. Alright, so opponent cannot do anything. He's gonna probably discard his Essence Scatter, which is gonna be a huge misplay. He actually discarded Drown in the Lock. Alright, so maybe he knows that I'm playing Yorion. He has it like in the back of his mind. Alright, opponent's gonna probably attack us for 2. Alright, Temple of Deceit is not something I mind. I mean, currently I think I have the upper hand just because I have full information and I have an Omen of the Sea in hand. So let's hope that we get to crack our Fabled Passage. Opponent, can I please crack my Fabled Passage? It would truly mean a lot to me. Alright, thank you, opponent. I mean, he's probably playing the Mere Control just to stop Omnath, so I mean, opponent, we're not supposed to be enemies. We're on the same side, my friends. We're on the same side. So I'm very sorry that we had to go against each other. He was considering flashing this in response, but maybe he was playing around the board wipe. So there's a Yorion, which we could play when he taps out, although I doubt we're gonna forget to resolve him. We're gonna bottom this Yorion. I don't think I want to keep it just because he has access to the Shore Shark. I mean the Great Shark, meaning that Yorion is probably never gonna resolve. Do I want to scry? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I can still play anything I want, so we're gonna opt to scry. So resolve. We have quite a good hand, so we're gonna keep both of them. And now we're just gonna go to draw, play this land, and then hope that he flashes this into block. I'm just gonna attack with my 2/2. He doesn't flash it into block, smart choice. We're just gonna We're gonna play Doom Foretold to force him to get rid of the Scatter or of the Shark, because that would get him to only one counter, which I can kind of play around, honestly. And then if he gets rid of the Scatter, I'm fine. If he gets rid of this, I'm actually even happier. Alright, so we draw our Mystical Dispute. Now we can even counter this on the swing back. Life is looking good, guys. We have 2/2/2s. These 2/2s are gonna get to shine the more the game goes longer, so we're fine. Let's just attack with our 2/2s. What do you do, opponent? I mean, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna get to do that, opponent. You're not gonna get. You don't have it. Yeah, I didn't have any gate, opponent. Don't fake it. All right, what's the other plan? Nothing. All right, nothing. Opponent is thinking. Is there a Heartless Act in hand? Is that what you're considering? Okay, so no Heartless Act. We're just gonna keep playing our game plan of playing a land and then just passing, which is usually amazing in control. So there was a Heartless Act. Alright. So let's just get our planes. Play our planes, pass the turn. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, meaning that we can scry it, upkeep, and then the for sure hit something that we want. We can scry twice, which is what I'm gonna opt to do. I mean, there's no Yorion probably coming in our way, so might as well just ensure that we get something interesting. So opponent has one unknown card in hand. Is he going to attack? He still opts to attack, which tells me that maybe he has either a extinction event or removal spell, or just another shark in his hand that he wants to flash in to deal with my 2/2. So options are limitless. I don't think I want any of these. So let's hope that our Sky on upkeep actually gives us something, because we do need something. So this, and this. Please give us something good. Ashiok? Actually, I would love to draw Ashiok, so please Ashiok. Yorion into Doom Foretold. I mean, I don't mind that either. Let's just draw. Let's attack with our 2/2 to maybe force him to play whatever he has in hand. Attack with our 2/2. If he has a creature, he's gonna probably flash it in. Alright, let's hope he didn't draw a shark. Alright, so no shark. I'm gonna opt not to play this because I want to keep Doom Foretold on top. Or I could stack this to go first. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna stack this to go first. It's fine, guys. So we're gonna stack the Conundrum to go first, meaning that we're gonna draw the Doom Foretold. And then after we draw the Doom Foretold, we're gonna... So I want this to trigger first. So let's just draw our card. And now we can search for a land. So let's just get our last planes. Now we've thinned out our deck quite a bit. And we're just waiting for the time where we get to shine. Double Doom Foretold. That's quite interesting. Let's attack with our 2/2. Our 2/2 connects. That tells me he has nothing. Let's just play our Doom Foretold. And then just pass. What do you have in hand? Alright, let's just go into our second game. For sure we're gonna bringing in our Mystical Dispute, our Duress, our Agonizing Remorse. I don't think I want the Thirst. I'm probably gonna keep the Heartless Act. Beyond that, I don't want the board wipes, honestly. Like, the shark is just gonna kill me if it resolves. Negate is good. I think we can afford not playing the Heartless Act. Sorry, guys. Do I side this? And I don't think so. I think it's just gonna keep in removal for Yorion, which is gonna make it impossible for me to kill him with a flyer. So game 1 went quite well, and I'm pretty sure that, guys, the Mirror Control is a very good deck. I mean, it's matched up against Omnath decks quite good. So let's see. I mean, his like first hand wasn't the best, especially because I was able to pick it apart with Doom Foretold. But I mean, that's just magic. So something I wanted to discuss with all of you is the Secret Lair thing. And I'm really pissed about it, just because I really like the Azorius card. Now, just a disclaimer, I do not watch... I think I'm going to keep this hand. We can go search for turn 1 Island, turn 2 Omen of the Sea, or just turn 2 Dispute. Yeah, I can keep this hand. So yeah, just a disclaimer. I do not watch The Walking Dead, but I really like the Azorius card. I really think that it would make an amazing commander. And I'm really pissed because in my region I can't even get a secret lair. So not only am I not able to get the product because of like the financial crisis going on in my area, even if there was nothing going on, I wouldn't have been able to access the product just because of where I live. And if you're wizards and if you're like trying to promote your game, I don't think that telling people, oh, can't have our product because you don't live in a specific region, I don't think that's what you would want to do as like a company. So I'm quite disappointed in that. I'm quite disappointed that instead of trying to abolish the reserve list, Wizards are just printing a new reserve list, calling it Secret Lair. I mean at this stage it's not Magic the Gathering anymore, it's just Magic the Spending. And I mean, as a university student, I don't think I can play Magic the Spending. I'd love Arena is something amazing because you can simply just collect a lot of cards by drafting, but Magic the Spending in paper, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I don't know for how long I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm gonna keep both of these cards because we do need lands and I do want the option to scry. So we're just gonna do that. So hopefully opponent gives us our turn, please. Opponent just doesn't want to give us our turn, does he? He does not want to give us our turn. He's thinking of something. I just got an email. Alright. Nothing that important. Alright, so opponent is still thinking. I think it's just disconnected and I'm just being annoying. So let's see. Maybe opponent knows that I'm ranting about Secret Lair and he's giving me more time to rant about it. Alright, he's done. He doesn't want to hear me rant about it anymore. So let's just play our Temple of Deceit. I like the Agonizing Remorse. I think we're in a point where it's a good card. If he counters this, I'm fine with it. If he doesn't, his Fabled Passage just got much worse. Pass the turn. So we paid 2 mana to make his Fabled Passage worst. Alright, see? I think he doesn't know what it does. Yeah, I think he doesn't know what it does. Yeah, I think he doesn't know what this does. So, opponent, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to go 1 land behind. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, opponent. I didn't like doing this. I mean, you did it to yourself. It's just Agonizing Remorse. And yes, of course I tapped out of blue. Because, you know, that's how the game works. Alright, let's just crack our Fabled Passage, get our island, and then let's Mystical Dispute this negate. So we actually get that to resolve, that's good. And that's enough for the opponent. Alright, so I think game 1 was kind of short, and because of that we're actually gonna go into our second game. And as I say that, we got promoted to gold. So like, let's hope that we get to play against an Omnath deck in gold. Alright, so we're going into our second game of Esper Doom Foretold, and we're playing against Goku. And if anyone here watched Dragon Ball Z, I'm very sorry to tell you, or you probably, it depends on like your point of view, but I actually never liked Goku that much. I mean, I really like Vegeta more. Vegeta has such a cool story, such a cool like, I can't even like begin to describe how cool Vegeta is. Vegeta had such a cool character development arc. Goku is just like overpowered as fuck for no exact reason. He's just like, okay, Goku's losing, let's give him a new transformation. I mean, so I went with this play because I have another one, and I mean, he countered this one, just play the other one. So that's what I was saying. Goku really had no character development arc. He was just like powerful as fuck for no exact reason. I should have played a land in case he had, or he didn't have it. I mean, he countered this, he countered that. Next turn we're just gonna play Dance of the Manse for 2 and get back both of these. If he has triple Mystical Dispute, I mean, what could I have done? I did opt to play this as black because we need black for a potential future Doom Foretold. He didn't do anything. He's not playing. It doesn't seem like he is 4-color Omnath, so I think we're just gonna pass for now. Because like, maybe he's 4-color control? I mean, 4-color control makes the most sense with this series of draws. Or maybe he's just Grixis. Yeah, it could be Grixis. He's probably Grixis. So let's just go to our turn, play our Omen of the Sea. And now Omen of the Sea does resolve, thankfully. So I'm gonna go with Treacherous Blessing because it's the best card to keep on top. It's gonna kind of tell me whether or not he has a counter spell in his hand. Alright, Yorion is a good follow-up. So we're just gonna play our Treacherous Blessing. And based on what he does, we're gonna know if he has a counter spell or not. He probably does not have a counter spell. Treacherous Blessing resolving is a huge thing. We're gonna play our Birth of Meletis just so we can thin out our deck more, get rid of some lands. And to continue on why I like Vegeta this much, Vegeta is just super cool. Especially when... Okay, so if you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z yet, please just skip the next 20 seconds. Alright, so we get followed up by... We get attacked by an Ashiok, but it's fine because of Doom Foretold. So why is Vegeta cooler? I'm pretty sure you all remember the arc where Vegeta just sacrifices himself. And see someone sacrificing himself after he was like the most annoying character, like, or the most evil character, that simply speaks volumes. And that's why I like Vegeta way more than Goku, and why I think Goku is not even close to being as cool as Vegeta. So our opponent lost his Ashiok. I'm quite happy about the whole sequence of events. We even have the wall to block this, so I'm not even bothered. And we're probably going to lose our Treacherous Blessing next turn because we're going to sacrifice it with Doom Foretold. Alright, so he goes for Croxa. We're going to discard our Bloodchief's Thirst because I don't think I'm going to need it. So opponent, what do you want to do now? What's the plan now, opponent? You made me discard. Are you going to remove this or bounce this? Indeed. Opponent thinking very hard of his next play. Alright, so please exile 2 lands. I mean, Doom Foretold Agonizing Remorse isn't the worst thing. So let's just block here. And we're gonna probably sacrifice our Treacherous Blessing. So let's lose our Treacherous Blessing. Why did I lose Treacherous Blessing? Because I want to probably get it back with Dance of the Manse. So I'm probably gonna Dance of the Manse for 3. So Dance of the Manse for 3. Get this back, and this back. And let's just make sure that we keep our blue sources up. And at least one black source, assuming I'm going to draw into hand disruption. So opponent, does Dance of the Manse resolve? I mean, if he has his 3rd Mystical Dispute, alright, he doesn't have 3rd Mystical Dispute. So let's just do that, and he does not want to continue. I love this deck. Although I did promise to play against an Omnath deck, but I mean, it's just not facing Omnath decks. So once again, you would want Negate, you would want some Disputes, Duress and Agonizing Remorse for sure come in. Thirst is not really what you want, where you want to be. Board Wipes are not really where you want to be. And you could take out the removal because I'm assuming you were not going to need it. So I think that's going to be the sideboard. I could bring in Bait Slayer Angel, but I think I'm not going to do that. Just assuming that maybe he's going to keep some removal, and then he's playing Grixis. So maybe he's just playing the... Maybe he's playing the, what was it? The land, Hagramoning that doubles as removal. So I don't think a creature is going to be that amazing. I remind you guys to, when you're playing control, to stay hydrated. Alright. So Goku, let's see what you got. Waiting on our opponent. Alright, so we have hand disruption, into dispute, into negate. Amazing hand. So we just need to draw something to kind of push through with all of this, because just having these is not going to achieve anything in the long run. We need something to power out, and something to power out, hopefully we will draw. So Dispute is good, and another Dispute is good, and then Agonizing Remorse and Dispute is good. Okay, sadly that had to resolve, but I couldn't do anything about it. Alright, so now we have a payoff for disrupting our opponent's hand so much. Let's just Agonizing Remorse. I might consider actually now playing Maze Mind Tome. I've tested it a bit, but I was just running into a lot of aggressive decks and I didn't have the time to use it. But maybe it's actually maybe I should include like 1 or 2 copies. Alright, exiling Croxa seems like the most logical thing. He's not going to be able to play this except if he draws blue, and then I have Mystical Dispute to stop it. Shark Typhoon could also be an option. I'm going to take Shark Typhoon. I'm gonna take Croxa. I mean, if he goes for Shark Typhoon for 1, too bad. And then I hope he top decks a blue source, because if he does, and then I go for Agonizing Remorse, he goes for Neutralize, I go for Dispute. I literally dealt with most of his hand. Alright, he doesn't go for that. Let's just go for Agonizing Remorse. Kind of force him to Cycle Shark Typhoon for nothing. Or he doesn't Cycle Shark Typhoon for nothing. We're just gonna take the... I'm not afraid of Neutralize, honestly. I think taking Bone Crusher Giant just makes the most sense, because I have no way to deal with it right now. So we're gonna take it based on off of that. So probably he's gonna draw. He's gonna probably cycle, or I mean crack Fabled Passage. And now he's in an awkward spot because he needs to get double blue for his Neutralize, and he needs the black for Ashiok in the future, so he just chose to go for the blue for Neutralize. Alright, so he didn't hit a land drop. We hit a land drop, and because of that, you can just go with open arms and pass. Draw a card again. I really like this card in control matchup. I really like it. It just gives you so much value over so many turns. If you do end up losing this game, it's probably because of Maze Mind Tome. Alright, so let's see what he has to say about my Omen of the Sea. What do you have to say about that? He doesn't have to say anything. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep both of these. I wanna draw that. So my turn. Play this. Pass to my opponent. Probably we're gonna probably get a blue source with this, honestly. Let's just wait. See, I actually like Maze Mind Tome because you might be being able to reset this with Yorion. It's gonna be quite good if in this kind of shell. I might just include this in the future testing pods. Alright, sorry for forgetting how to speak. So let's just get our blue source. Let's just activate our Omen of the Sea. Alright. And now let's just cry into a bunch of things. Treacherous Blessing is quite good, so we're gonna keep it. So I go for Treacherous Blessing. Opponent, what do you go for? I go for Negate, although I doubt it's gonna work, but I go for Negate. What do you go for, opponent? Alright, I actually do end up negating the spell. Alright, let's draw 3 cards. Okay, I like our draws. I like everything about this. So let's just play our planes and pass to our opponent. If he goes for Ashiok, the cool thing is that you can do whatever you want in my graveyard. I don't care about it that much. Yeah, so what I was saying, if he taps out for Ashiok, I tap out for Emeria's Call, and we're quite in a good position, guys. We're in an amazing position if that happens. That's fine. That's completely fine. I mean, he clearly showed me that he does not have a counter spell. So if we go for Ashiok of our own, it's probably gonna resolve, isn't it? Let's just go for our own Ashiok. You can lose 1 life. I don't really care about life. Figuratively in Magic, I do care about my actual life. So opponent, what's the plan? What's the plan? Goku, what's the plan? I mean, I'm here defending every single Vegeta fan. And by the way, Dragon Ball is one of my favorite animes. And sorry opponent, but you're just simply not gonna be able to do that. I'm just gonna resolve my Ashiok and hopefully run away with the game using her. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite animes. Now, to this day, my favorite anime, like the one that's still on top, is One Piece. So quite a fun fact about me, I started watching One Piece around 5 months ago. No, let's think about it. No, 4 months ago, yeah, actually. And I'm in episode 753 currently. Okay, so if anyone here watches One Piece, the Straw Hats just arrived to Zou Island, and that's all I know currently. I do not know anything else. So that's all I wanted you to know, guys. I'm currently in that part of One Piece, and I'm very excited about that. But Dragon Ball Z has this like special place in my heart because when I started watching it, I was kind of not at the best position in my life, and watching this anime really helped me move forward with my life, so I'm very grateful for that. I'm considering just tapping out for Emeria's Call, but I think the smarter decision would be to minus our Ashiok, bounce his Ashiok, because now we have the option to negate or dispute it. And I think just because I can't have negate and dispute unless if I keep my blue sources, I'm gonna just play my Temple of Enlightenment tapped, and then I'm just gonna simply pass the turn. Yorion is amazing in this kind of board state. Quite amazing. I'm not even like, I'm not trying to overhype how good Yorion is. Yorion is simply gonna be a 5 mana draw 3, reset Ashiok, and then just get a 4/5 on the board. Alright, I wish I played the Conundrum, but I mean too late. So even if he does have a way to hardcast the Ashiok, make sure that the Ashiok resolves, we're still in a good spot because we can untap, play Yorion, and then just take over the game. He's considering using his Maze Mind Tome first. I wonder. Oh, he saw that we scryed top with the Temple, so he might just attack with the Nightmare. That would be a very smart play from our opponent. But then if he does, he exposes Ashiok, and then I wonder if he wants to expose his Ashiok. So quite an interesting turn for our opponent. Quite an interesting turn. So let's see what he decides to do. Opponent thinking very hard about his next play, and I really think that he should. A cool interaction, by the way, is that Ashiok says I can cast spells from exile, and his Maze Mind Tome actually goes to exile. So beyond just me being able to play anything that I exiled with Agonizing Remorse, I can actually play Maze Mind Tome, and I can play Shark Typhoon. He passed without doing anything. He's gonna try to destroy Ashiok. He's gonna bounce Ashiok. Well, I mean, do I really care about that? Let's negate. What does that prompt the response, opponent? I do want him to counter my negate just so I can slam in my Yorion and then just win that way. That does not prompt an answer. I mean a response. Does he have another way to deal with Ashiok? Alright. I'm actually confused, guys. I don't know what he has in his deck, so I can't for sure tell what he's going to do. So he draws a card. And then did you top deck a way to deal with Ashiok? Alright, that was quite confusing, not gonna lie. So Ashiok enters as 5 loyalty, so we're gonna reset her. Now let's just play our Yorion. That's the French way to say Yorion. I'm pretty sure it's not, by the way. So Yorion, he disputes and he has enough mana to stop my dispute. So sadly, Yorion is not gonna get the resolve, but we do have the advantage in the board state. So it's still fine. Still quite fine. Alright, so sadly he has enough mana to play Ashiok and play around dispute, so we're not gonna get to stop that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, cool. So he can't play Ashiok and then keep up neutralize to stop my Emeria's Call, so that's good for me. So for now we're just gonna try to win with this Ashiok, ulti this Ashiok, and then at the same time try to stop his Ashiok from ultiing. That's currently the plan. Our Goku opponent is not letting us do it. And then funny enough, our Goku opponent has a Jace avatar. I don't think Goku would play Magic, would play Control if he was playing Magic. Goku seems to me like the type of person that would play, I don't want to say mono red, but like probably an aggressive kind of strategy. Gohan would probably play some kind of weird combo deck, just like, by the way, I really like Gohan, not the after Cell Saga Gohan, but like Gohan in general is a super interesting character. I really like him. Let's just try to guess. Vegeta seems more calm and collected, so maybe he'd play a tempo deck, not just like full on aggro. Beyond that, Piccolo would probably play Control, and then would tell he'd probably tell Gohan to dodge. Alright, opponent's thinking about what's the next play. He's attacking my Ashiok. Alright, sad. I would have wanted that Dance for the Man. We're gonna double block because it's free to double block. I literally do not lose anything if I double block, so I wonder why was that. And I actually get to exile more cards from his library, so I'm guessing why he did this. I'm immediately guessing why he did this. So now his Ashiok is susceptible. I mean, if he has this card to deal 1 damage here, I'm not honestly that bothered by it. So opponent, what you gonna do? I mean, if he goes, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Yeah, he can still play He can still deal 1 here and then play Ashiok and then still have enough to pay for the Mystical Dispute. Yeah, guys, I'm just as lost as you are. Maybe he has Shatter Skull Summit, and then he does it for 4, and then he does like... If he does it for 4, yeah, okay, so that was the thing. So, I mean, that's quite annoying. But we still untap and play Emiria's Call. Actually, I'm gonna consider what we do, guys. I'm gonna consider what we do. So let's just do that. Exile 2 of his cards. Alright, we exiled quite a lot of Croxas. We exiled 1 Croxa, 2 Croxas, 3 Croxas. Was it 3 or did I like see too many? Yeah, it's just, we exiled 3. Let's just play our Emiria's Call and just call that a day and pass to our opponent. Maybe this deck could use Elspeth Conqueror's Death, but like Elspeth Conqueror's Death is kind of slow against Omnath decks, and then I don't have enough things to bring back. I only have 2 Ashiok and 2 Yorion, so that's not enough for me. Opponent, did you like not expect Emiria's Call? I mean, you used your model DFC, I got to use my model DFC. So the cool thing about Emiria's Call is that his Ashiok becomes way worse now, because if he wants to play it, you're gonna play it on an empty board. And Ashiok on an empty board is not the best, especially when your tokens have flying. So if this is gonna resolve, it's just gonna get him 1, 2, 3, and then that's it. Opponent, please, for the love of everything, just... You literally can't counter my spell. I know your hand. You can use your Maze Mind Tome. Use your Maze Mind Tome, and let's just get going with this game. Alright. Can we please get into the game and continue with our lives? Please. Please. Goku is not someone who would make you wait this much. Goku is just like go instant transmission, do the thing. Alright, so still waiting. Still waiting. Alright guys, let's guess. Is he going to time out, or is he just like... I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's not roping me. But I mean, it does seem like he's roping me. Finally my spell resolves. We get 2 angels and he goes to his turn. What happened here? Indestructible? I never read that clause, by the way. Non-injured creatures you control get indestructible. It was enough for me that it's a land that also gives you 2 angels on the board. Alright, so it seems that opponent either... He's not time roping me. I think even if he was like roping me, he would have actually used his Maze Mind Tome at end step. So I think he's just disconnected, and I'm gonna be very sorry to you guys, but that's how the video is gonna end. I would have loved to record even more footage, but it's very hard for me because I do have to study. Currently, I'm literally recording this video on my break from studying, and I agreed with a friend to meet with him on... Okay, so currently it's 11 where I live. So I agreed to meet with him at 11:20 so we can work on our project that's due Monday. So I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna get to play a 3rd game. I'm sorry the 3rd game ended on... I mean the 2nd game ended on this guy either roping us or disconnected. But that's how things are going. I think I just won. Yeah, I just won. Alright, so guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do consider subscribing because it helps the channel a lot. If you want to help the channel beyond that, you can always check out my Patreon link in the description down below. Or you could just like and comment. Commenting really helps the video get boosted by YouTube, so please do comment. And the last thing I wanted to say before signing off, and because I spoke of patrons, I wanted to thank them for making my content possible. And a huge shout out to I am Mark Mac. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.